my third iris case of layouts that we are going to go and put into albums. This one, let me make sure I'm in frame. There we go. So this one is using the Spice collection, and it was actually using the Happy Scrappy box from my little scrapbook store from the fall, and I really love this. This is a rub-on here. These are dies that I used with these leaf dies. I think they're Freckled Fawn leaves. And then Flare from, this is exclusive Flare made specifically for the box from Scrap and Happy Studio. And this was Thanksgiving 2023, so last year. And then this is another one using the Spice collection from 49 Market. And I love how this turned out. So this was a rub-on. Now, was it? No, this was, I fussy cut this out of the pattern paper. These are rub-ons on this side. And then these are rub-ons, I believe, here, or stamps. These are stamps. And then this is an old Vicki Boutin stencil using some gold modeling paste. And this is of my beautiful mom in her 70th birthday. And the colors just worked out beautifully, I think, with this picture and the collection. And I stamped Celebrate with one of my stamp sets and stamped 70 as my title. I love how that turned out. Okay. All right, and this is a selfie from my birthday, actually. So you're going to see two layouts of this, because I realized on that day, this was the only picture that was taken. And I'm like, oh man, how am I going to put a birthday page in here? And you'll see what I did. But I love this one too. So this is all stamping. This is using a Catherine Pooler stamp set. I think it's called Painted Leaves. It is one of my favorite. It's a two-step stamping set. So you have these leaves, and then there is like a pattern that goes over each one of these leaves, but I did not use the pattern in this layout. This is an older Paige Evans collection. And as you can see, I just matched up the colors of the inking with the collection and used this is a super old, tight, foam stickers for my stash. And I really love that. And here is where I removed Rich from the picture. You see there. And had to document my birthday. So I do need to write on here how old I was. 51, I believe. So I need to journal. So I'm going to set it next to the page protector, but I'm going to make sure I journal on here my year, how old I am. I mean, I could figure out from the date, but I love this. It's using that same collection, and just really, really love, I don't know where this came from. We'll just put it right here. I really love the colors in this collection, and I did a circular design. I used the acetate sheet and then kind of built the layout around that. Okay. This one is using a 49 Market collection, but I used a lot of stamps here. I think this is a Vicki Boutin stamp. This is my favorite script stamp, and then of course some mixed media. But this was all stamped by me and colored with the Distress watercolor marker, or watercolor pencils. This Wander is part of the title. It is a rub-on, and I just put it on directly on the paper, and then use this. This is from one of the film strip packs for the title. And this is pictures with my visit. I went to visit my mom for her 70th birthday, and we went on a beautiful hike. This was late September in Illinois. So, all right. Okay. Actually, it might have, I don't know when it was that I went to Illinois, but these are some birthday pictures that my brother sent me for my mom's birthday, and I just thought the pictures were super cute. This is using an older Amy Tan collection, and I just hand cut some chevrons of different pattern papers. I stitched through them and then just made a cluster here. I love this one, a cluster here and a cluster here. I really need to maybe scrap lift this one too. And I loved using up, using some of an older collection. And even though these are birthday photos, I didn't feel it necessary to necessarily say birthday on here. I did add some cupcakes to kind of represent birthday and have the date so I know it's her birthday, and I just used the title Live, Laugh, Love. All right. Okay, these are more little snapshots from my visit with my mom, and I used Amy Tan, Vicki Boutin print shop, and just did some banners going across. I inked the edges, and just super simple. Used a few of the film strip pieces here, and just titled this Birthday Snapshots. Okay. All right. I do realize these are September, and these two are November. So I'm gonna move, I think I've got these somewhat out of order, which normally it doesn't bother me that much, but I am gonna kind of mess with this and fix it a little bit. Okay. This is just kind of a compilation of some beach photos. I think this was for a challenge for my little scrapbook store to do a grid design. I'm gonna be honest, this is not one of my favorite pages. However, you don't have to love them all, right? But I fussy cut some of these circles from the pattern paper and then just stitched kind of a tic-tac-toe grid on here, and then did a little bit of a beach scene across the middle. Not my favorite, but nonetheless, it's done and it's going in my book. Okay. This is Halloween. We dress up at work. I'm a server. I lost my job a few years ago and just decided to just do serving, and anyway, I dressed up as a gumball machine. So this was my costume, or my, costume, I guess. And I used Vicki Boutin, some Sweet Rush. Of course, it had this amazing gumball machine in it, so it was perfect. And these are my coworkers and their outfits, and super, super fun. I really love how that turned out. Okay. Really kind of got these out of order. Okay, yeah, I'm really out of order because now I've got Christmas and it is not Christmas yet. Well, that's okay. We're gonna go through these and then I will figure out what I've done with the order. So this is our first Christmas without our Bailey Boo, our dog. We had to put her down in 2023, and this is her little grave site. We buried her out where we walk her and walk the dogs and stuff, and this is a one of Vicki Boutin's Christmas papers. This is one paper, this background, and then I backed this square in this red and white stripe, and then the white, and then just did one, couple embellishment clusters, and I really, really like that. All right, this is kayaking. Oh yeah, this was kayaking with some friends last summer. This might have been a couple summers ago, actually, now that I think about it. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I used a flip flap on this one, and I love it. This is a stencil where I used some yellow paste to make a fun sunburst. And I believe these are some papers from Close to My Heart. I did like a mixed media background on this one, and here is my flip flap. I probably could do some journaling here, but I didn't. So that's that one. Let's see. This was, yeah, I am totally out of order, guys, because this is May of 2022. I love this page. I really need to do more layouts on craft cardstock because when I see them, I love them. So this was using a Simple Stories collection, and I just cut strips of paper and then inked them and then formed them into this starburst. A super simple layout. Little cluster up here and a little cluster by the title. And this is a picture of me and two of my boys. This was in May of 2020 when we were at the beach, where my son lives. He lives at the beach, so, all right. Here's some more beach selfies, and I made this mixed media background. I'm using the Sun Chaser collection by Heidi Swap, and just did like 3 little clusters, and that's about it. Just a couple selfies I took from the beach. I believe this was in 2022 as well, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But yeah. All right, this one is my husband. So this is a picture of him in 1982, May of 1982. I think that's the date. Yeah, May of 82. And this is him in the same parking lot at Duke University. He was living in Illinois. That's where we both grew up. And he went on a road trip with some friends, and they came to Duke for whatever reason. And he had this picture. And then he went out and recreated the picture 40 years later. So I love this. This is, I think this is Heidi Swap for sure. And I think most of this is actually a Heidi Swap collection, but I honestly don't remember which one. And I did some little messy lines around the outside. I really like that. Okay. This was one where Paige Evans had a challenge on her Facebook group, and it was this grid challenge. And these were just kind of all some leftover photos from a beach trip we had that I probably wasn't even going to scrap, to be honest. But I decided to make them into 2x2 photos and put them in the book like that. Super fun. Got to use up a lot of embellishments too. Okay, here's another one. So my husband, if some of you don't know, he likes to make fun of me scrapbooking, and he sometimes will sneak into my scrapbook room and make a page. And he then started a channel. He started doing a couple videos, and he hasn't done any in a long time, but this is me. I caught him in my scrapbook room. This was in my old house. And I just love it. It's so funny. And I can't remember, this was probably a Paige Evans collection that I used, I'm guessing. And just fun little mixed media background with all of the little scrappy bits. Okay, this one's using a Pink Fresh Studio collection, and I had one of my albums laying out on the floor. I don't know if I was looking at it or whatever, and I came back and here's the dog kind of looking like he's looking at the album, and I just love it. So I snapped a photo. I just titled this Happy Family Memories, and this is another one where I feel like I want to scrap lift. So I'm gonna have to take a picture of the ones I want to scrap lift. And I used, oh yeah, this is just one of the papers from Pink Fresh. And then I used a circle die of different circles and did this little circle bundle across the top and just scattered some embellishments. And I love the colors in this collection. Okay. This one is a 8x11, 8x10 layout. This is me and my son at Cape Lookout. And I used this lighthouse cut file, and obviously to kind of resemble the lighthouse here. And just super simple, use my dies here. And I don't often put layouts directly on a pattern paper like this, but I really like it, so. Here's, this one is on a trip my dad was visiting, and we went to Grandfather Mountain, and we were laughing hysterically because he often posed like this in a lot of the pictures, probably not even realizing it. So I titled this one, Love This Boy Scout, because it looks like a Boy Scout pose to me. And this, I can't remember what collection this one is. I believe it's an older crepe paper, kind of an outdoorsy hiking collection, but I used the background paper and then just kind of angled these papers on top of it, and I really like it. So fun. This is more photo, another photo from that trip. This is me and my stepmom climbing up the side of the mountain. There's these little things you got to climb up. It's a pretty decent hike, honestly. So this was fun. So I took a picture looking up the steps for one of them that we climbed, and then my dad took this picture of us, and I just titled this one The Climb. And this is a crepe paper collection, a lot of this, super old. It was a baby, like a child baby collection. And then I used some of the same embellishments from the outdoor collection as well. So, love that. All right. This was when my brother came to visit me in North Carolina. I did a little hexagon design here, just with some gold stickers, and kept it super simple. This was also a crepe paper collection, super old one. Oh, I noticed this needs to be fixed. Fix that. I don't know what I was thinking. All of my albums, all of my iris boxes have been really nicely organized in order, but this one does not seem to be the case. This is a Christmas layout. I just used this pattern paper that said Merry Christmas on it, but it was a little busy for me, so I added the vellum. And then I probably was following a sketch on this, because this does not look like a typical design I would do on my own. But just some pictures of me and the family in front of the tree. I don't even know what year this is. This seems like it's probably 29. I mean, I think it's older, so I'm really messed up with my dates. I've got to fix that. Here's an Easter layout, and I did some mixed media here in the middle. Look, I can see I was doing a lot of circular designs. There's another one. And I believe I fussy cut a pattern paper for these florals, painted these die cuts, and yeah, that's about it. This is just family Easter picture. It looks like we're missing one child here. Okay, I don't know the collection on this one. Again, it's super old, but these are just some snapshots of the puppies. And I think this was an Amy Tan paper. Yeah, I believe this was an Amy Tan collection. And I fussy cut all these little Polaroids, did some stenciling, kind of cut this down and roughed up the edges, and then just did this sweet life. So really simple. This is a Mother's Day photo, and I cut these into squares, so looks like 3-inch squares, and then cut them in half, and then made this triangular design. Used this fun little ribbon to kind of finish it off, and a little doily, and then just titled this one Mom Life. And then use this little vellum piece that says, "This is the life." Super fun. Okay, this is definitely a Pink Fresh Studio collection. I loved this collection. There's an area a few hours from us where they dig up in a quarry, I think, and then they drop all of the sand or whatever in a pile in the middle in the town. And there's tons of shark teeth in here. So we went sifting in the sand looking for shark teeth one day. These are where I stamped and just added little hearts. I fussy cut this paper and titled this one Big Dig Adventure. This was another Pink Fresh Studio. And this was my husband and his long hair, the first time he did long hair. This collection was perfect for these photos. They say things like flipping out over here, hashtag no judgment, no shame. His coworker French braided his hair. It says, "Oh geez." And this one says, "Covering my eyes, shaking my head." So this was just such a perfect collection for these photos. A couple more. This is my sweet niece Vivian, and oh my goodness, she's so young here. I was visiting her in Illinois. We were visiting family, and she was playing with Snapchat on my phone. So these are some fun Snapchat photos, and I used a Chamel collection and then just did like rows of hearts. Layered hearts, I guess. Okay, we've got some Christmas. This is definitely older because this was when I lived in Illinois. This is a stamp. I stamped that, embossed it in gold embossing ink or powder, and then colored in the ornaments. This is also a stamp that I colored in, and yeah, it's not my favorite, but I love that I did some stamping on there. Here's another one. This was using, I believe, a Pink Fresh Studio. Very different for their Christmas colors that year. And one of my husband's favorite traditions is Christmas Eve. After Santa comes, he cracks open a beer and sits and listens to his favorite Christmas song. And once everybody, all the kids have gone to sleep and stuff. So that is my stack of layouts that are going to be put into an album right now. Unfortunately, this one's not going to go quite as smoothly because I do not have these in the best of order. So I'm going to take a look at these and get some dates on some of them and get them in the right place. But they will be going into an album today. And I probably have another 4 or 5 iris cases to put away. So stay tuned for another video, probably coming up next week. Thanks, guys.